Good evening. As you know, CNM has been following the developing scandal dubbed the Capitol Hill Conspiracy throughout the week. In the latest development, several key members of Congress have accused the White House administration of secretly funding soldiers of fortune, working for a covert operation known only as the Shop. Congressional reports claim this organization engages in missions that even the CIA won't consider. Speaking purely in hypotheticals, these members of Congress claim today they're not necessarily opposed to such an organization should it exist. They have unconfirmed reports suggesting Shop operatives recently thwarted a terrorist plot involving stolen nuclear weapons, and that they have extracted defectors from foreign countries in the past. The chief complaint of these congressmen lies not in the existence of the organization, but in the fact that they have not been given the chance to review their actions as part of their oversight responsibilities. The White House press office told CNM to expect an official statement in the next 30 minutes. While we wait for this story to unfold, we turn to our ongoing focus series on biological warfare. Tonight, Andrea Warren reveals the origins of this deadly threat and the men and women who still work on these frightening projects. Andrea?
Communism has fallen in Eastern Europe along with the Berlin Wall, but the shadows of the Cold War still linger, specters of a time now past. The fragmented lands of the former Soviet Union can no longer house the dark secrets of the biopreparate, a biological weapons program disguised as a state-owned pharmaceutical organization designed to inflict mass destruction on the enemies of communism. A legion of Soviet scientists dedicated their lives to perfecting weaponry based on the horrifying effects of infectious diseases, anthrax, smallpox, plague, and other deadly microbes. In the 1970s, as Western nations were signing treaties banning germ warfare, the Soviet Union expanded its production facilities to span more than 100 laboratories, employing nearly 50,000 workers and some of the best biologists and biochemists in the world. U.S. intelligence estimates that even the smallest amounts of these deadly agents could decimate urban populations. Death tolls in a population center such as New York City could rise to the millions, with mortality rates as high as 60%. Even more startling is the realization that the sheer number of bioagents in development by the former Soviet Union would make inoculation and immunization against such an attack impossible.
Sorry to interrupt our focus series. This just in, I'm told we're going live to the White House for their reaction to today's congressional accusations regarding the Shop. Here now, Assistant Press Secretary Gillian Hayden.
The President has asked me to issue a brief statement in response to Senator Lindisky's and Representative Stewart's accusations regarding this mythical Shop. The President denies that this administration acknowledges, funds, or condones such activities. The President regularly consults with the FBI, CIA, and other government agencies regarding issues of national security, but such activities are done within the boundaries outlined in the Constitution and as set forth by Congress through its review process. Furthermore, the President requests that in this time of world turmoil, that Congress and the White House work together for the safety of the country and the good of its people. This is not a time for division or diversion. That is all.
Well, there you have it. That was Assistant Press Secretary Gillian Hayden, live from the White House. Ms. Hayden didn't mince words in debasing these accusations. In fact, that's about the strongest congressional rebuke we've heard from this administration. Ms. Hayden left little doubt of what the President thinks of the claims brought forth today. All right. I'm told we're going to continue with our focus series, so let's go back to Andrea Warren.
The biopreparate was largely dissolved with the fall of the Soviet Union in 1992. So where are these men and women today? The answer may shock you. Many of these scientists were recruited by the KGB and continue to work for the biopreparate in Russia. Those who refused were killed. In the late 1980s, some biopreparate scientists successfully defected from their homeland, exchanging information for asylum in the United States. It is rumored that some of these men and women were extracted from the former Soviet Union by Western nations to ensure that their valuable knowledge was never unleashed on the world. Government officials from both sides deny these allegations. Perhaps the most disturbing of all are the men and women of the biopreparate who now work as guns for hire, selling their knowledge and expertise to the highest bidder. In a world where terrorism is on the rise and terrorist leaders are willing to pay top dollar, no one is safe from the very real threat of germ warfare. Our special series on biological weapons will continue throughout the week. Until tomorrow, for CNM News, I'm Andrea Warren. Good night.
Absolutely chilling. Thank you, Andrea. After hearing that report, it stands to reason that we might just need soldiers of fortune and operations like the shop protecting our freedom. We hope you tune in tomorrow for part 4 of Andrea's continuing series and more on the Capitol Hill conspiracy as the story develops. Until then, this is Miles Stanford, thanking you for listening to CNM News. Good night.